Hey, what's up everybody? Thanks for watching today's circuit video. I've got 6 exercises that I'm going to do for lower body strength and range of motion, especially for the glutes. Core muscles are going to work a lot. The pushing muscles, upper body pushing muscles are going to work a lot, like the pecs and chest. So I'm about ready to start my workout. So why don't you join me? Because the real value in exercise is in doing, not in watching. So I'm going to start with a foam roller. I'm just grab my foam roller. I'm going to sit down on it so that I can roll out my glutes. So I sat down on the right side, my right side of my butt, and I am putting my body weight down into the foam. I put my right ankle on my left knee, which stretches out that glute muscle a bit, and then just move about 1 inch per second until you find a tender spot. And when you do, stay on the tender spot. Let your body push the tender spot into the foam, and the foam will help that part of your muscle relax. This is really important for healthy muscles, for full range of motion in your muscles. The glute muscles are tight for a lot of people, especially near the top. As you get closer to your waist, you may feel some real tender spots. Stay on them, give them some time and attention, and let them loosen up, because we're going to use them as soon as we start going through reps. So I finished on that side. I just rolled to the other side. I've got my other, now left ankle on my right knee, and same thing. I'm still just looking for a tender spot, and I'm going to use the foam, use my body weight and the pressure down on the foam to help that muscle relax. The tender spots can be really painful or tender, so put as much weight on it as you can stand, and then as you hold for at least 15 seconds, but maybe 30, maybe more, that tenderness will start to dissipate a bit. That's great. That's what it's supposed to do. The muscle's relaxing. So I'm about done here on the second side. Let's put the foam roll away or throw it to the side, and we're going to move to a lunge variation next. I've got my left foot flat on the ground, and it's not going to move or change. I'm stepping back with my right foot, and I'm also crossing over to the left side of my body as I sink down. My right knee's sinking down sort of behind and outside my left heel. I call these cross behind lunges because I'm taking that step back and I'm crossing behind the other side. As you return back to your starting position, push into the front heel, my left heel, and think about the left glute and use it as you return back. The cross behind and the sink down in that way loosens and stretches the front glute. So that glute that we just rolled out has to lengthen and stretch and open up as you're sinking down into this cross behind lunge position. So I just did about 15. I'm switching sides. Now my right foot is flat and stationary, and my left knee is crossing behind, sinking down, and then push into the right heel. Use the right glute the whole way up as you move back to your starting position. Think about your belt buckle and try to feel it point straight ahead as you sink down. It's not going to want to point straight ahead. It's going to want to rotate away from your front foot, but resist that. The more your belt buckle can stay straight ahead, the more you will stretch the front glute on the way down and benefit from a better range of motion. Feel that front glute stretch and then use it the whole way back up as you finish your set. So that was about 15 on each side. Next, I've got a little pad. If you have an exercise mat, you may want it. I'm going to move into a plank with my elbows on the ground, and then I'm going to push up to straight arms. I call these plank push-ups. So I'm moving just my right arm first, and I pick it up, and then I put my hand on the mat, and then I push up to straight arms, and then I'm putting my right elbow back down. So think up, up, down, down. Lead with your right on the up, lead with your right on the down. Firm abdomen the whole time, really long, straight, strong legs the whole time. Think about keeping your body just long and straight and strong. Your hips stay in between your shoulders and your knees throughout. I'm doing about 15 here. So we're almost there on the first side. Keep going. Last one. Good. Rest, regroup for a breath. I can't move right into the next side, so I'm taking 5 seconds. And now long, strong body again, back to your plank position, and you're leading with your left. So up, up, down, down. Feel the left hand, place the left hand on the mat about where your left elbow was. So you actually pick it up and move your hand closer to your body than it was when your elbows were down, and then press all the way up so that by the time you get to the top, your hands are right under your shoulders. And then move the hand forward as you place the elbow back down. Again, firm abdomen the whole time. This is a hard set, and 15 reps a side is really hard, but keep going. We're almost there. Firm abdomen, you're breathing naturally. Last one. Good, and rest. Next, I'm going to move into a side plank. So I'm just setting the mat up a bit, but put one, I'll start with my right side again. Right forearm flat on the ground, and then feet stacked on top of each other, and just hold a plank. So your right hip is facing down toward the ground, but you're not letting it touch. I'm holding for about 15 seconds, and now I'm going to move into hip pulses. I'm going to allow my right hip to sink down an inch, and then I'm going to use the right side of my abdomen to pulse back to the starting position. 10 reps. These are hard. Breathe naturally. Think about moving back up to your start with the abdominal muscles. And rest. Good job. 10 slow but under control reps. Switch sides. So now my left elbow is on the ground. Feet are stacked on top of each other. Legs are long and strong. And then strengthen, lengthen your torso, and just hold. Again, about a 15-second hold. I feel like my body is really tall. I'm trying to be as tall as I could be if you were going to measure me. And then move to hip pulses. Let your left hip sink down, and then pulse back up to your starting position. Think about those muscles on the left side of your trunk now, and really use those each time to move back to your starting position. Good. Rest. Still, I'm keeping the mat. I'm going to use it for one more set. Now I've got my knees on the mat, and I'm going to move into a set that I call lunge knee ups. So my right foot, starting on the right side first, right foot moves forward. I place it flat on the mat, stand up, and then back down, leading with my right knee. So again, up, up, down, down. It's just like the plank push-ups. This set is might be a little bit harder to move from both knees down to take that one leg, your lead leg, out and around into the stand-up position. It takes some hip range of motion to move there, and then to put your foot down flat, and then it takes a lot of strength to push up to your the standing position before you go back down. So that's part of the reason why we did the foam rolling of the glute muscle, to loosen up the hips before we did this set in your workout. So getting close to done on this first side. Again, 15 reps. That was it. Quick break. And now I'm leading with my left. Notice as the left foot comes forward, I'm trying to keep my hips and shoulders roughly parallel to the ground. I'm not leaning out to the right to give my left leg room to move around and come forward and stand, but stay about parallel. The knee will rotate out to the side a bit and then come forward. That's called flexion of the hip joint. Once your foot lands, push into the heel and really use the front glute. So my left foot's flat, I'm pushing down on my left heel, and I'm consciously using my left glute to stand. Firm abdomen the whole time. We've just got a few reps left on this side, and then just one exercise left. So that's the good news. Last one. Last one. Good, and done. Stand up. We're done with that mat, so I'm going to move it out of the way if you were using a mat. And I'm going to grab my Bosu, put it flat on the ground with the black plastic side down, stand on the side, so one foot up. I'm going to do a squat, and then I'm going to slide over to the other side to do a squat. I call this exercise squat and slide. I'm doing 20 reps, so I'm going over and back 10 times, however you want to count it. This is our last set, so we're almost there. Each time you sink down, send your hips back, then use your glutes as you stand back up, and it's just a little slide step on top to switch feet. We're done with this circuit, went through without really resting, so take a break now for a minute or two, have some water, then come back and go through this circuit 3 to 5 times. Have a good workout.